Kyle here from allmediareviews.blogspot.com. I'm going to go through this as quickly as I can, but this is the 2022 album's anticipation preview video. So there's a lot of stuff here. I mean, I could even just show a screen cap of this, because I mean, it's, you just get screen cap. Just do. This is my list. This is the list I'm maintaining on here. Let me see if I can. Just on the laptop. I mean, you know, I'm not. You're gonna be able to read this too easily, but I'll just go through this, and then there's the stuff that's down here, which is a much longer list. So, but just to kind of, you know, lightning round, kind of go over some of this stuff as quickly as possible. Oh, geez, the blurriness, and my apologies. This happens with this, of course, with this camera, which I probably need a new camera kind of badly, but. So, January, I'm anticipating the Elvis Costello and the Imposters, The Boy Named If I might listen to. But really, Owl, The Saltwater Well, their last record from a couple of years ago, I got into them a little bit, so I'm interested in that. They're kind of a proggy, progressive art rock band, a little bit like, not like Mew, but a little kind of like that. Let's see here. So Jethro Tull has the Zealot gene. I'm not going to be all aggressive to get that. But the next record on here, the band I literally just started to get into, I'll probably make a video of it at some point. They're called Black Country New Road, called Ants From Up There. They just released the album last year, it was about a year ago, and I've just listened to it for the first time in the last couple of days. It's like post-rock, chamber with chamber instrumentation. They're connected to the band Black Midi. In some ways, but yeah, I'm a British band. I'm really interested to check that out after I'm starting to really get into their record from last year. It's called something from the start. I can't remember. It's for the first time. That's what it's called. But it was their debut album. I don't know if this was recorded at the same time. Probably. Anyway, for confirmed titles and releases, of course, the Marillion album on March 4th. So the Black Country New Road I didn't mention. It comes out February 4th, or maybe I forgot if I mentioned. Oh yeah, Tears for Fears on February 25th has The Tipping Point. First album in would be now 18 years. The first two tracks are great. They're terrific. They're very kind of, atmospheric rock. I'm really looking forward to this. Maybe I have too much expectations for this album, but very excited for that. So just a week later, I think the Marillion album, An Hour Before It's Dark, comes out. The first song I've heard, I really like. I forget the name of it now, but yeah, I haven't pre-ordered it yet because of the cost of shipping a vinyl is like $40. I'm going to see if I can maybe save some money on that. Midlake have slightly of a bit of a comeback with my second record in the last decade. For the Sake of Bethel Woods, I'll check it out. Major Parkinson, that's on the 18th of March. On the 11th of March, Major Parkinson has a live album called The Night at the Library, a performance I actually did see, so I probably will want to pick that up. I'll definitely see if I can check it out online, but I'll probably end up buying it. Okay, then in April, Archive, the band Archive, this is like their 5th album in the last 9 years. They're pretty prolific. Call to Arms and Angels on April 8th. I'm an Archive fan. I've never made a video about them, but I've meant to. But I really like Archive. British band who are kind of in the, again, progressive art rock, electronic sides. They have two really standout records for me. You All Look the Same to Me from 2002, I think it is, and Controlling Crowds from 2009. But anyway, looking forward to that. And of course, the return of Porcupine Tree on June 24th, closure/continuation. So that's a big deal, even though they're a three-piece. There's no Colin Edwin. The first song is pretty damn good. I mean, it doesn't sound that different, but it's been, whatever, again, it's been 12, 13 years since they put out anything. They broke up and now are back together. The intrigue's there. I don't know. People are going to hype that thing up, expect probably too much of it, but yeah, I'll definitely be checking that out and be looking forward to that. So, just to do a little more lightning round as much as I can for stuff that's not confirmed for release date, but on the list that are probably going to be coming out. The Deer Hunter, Antimai, yeah, it's connected to the whole Indigo Child, you know, series, world, everything like that. It's coming out at some point, probably in the spring. I think in March I thought the rumor was, but anyway. The Gathering have an album called Beautiful Distortion. It's been 10 years now since their last record. I love their last record a lot, Disclosure, so even though Annika van Giersbergen doesn't sing with them. Jamie the True Vinyl by Kevin Gilbert, yes. That's not a new release. It's still on the list. Gospel, Absurd Challenge. It's been a long time for them. Darren King from Mute Math. I don't know if he released something this past year, but I still have something down called Lockers from him. Clint 1918's Amore, their last record I didn't care for, but I'm giving them a pass on that. New Villagers Suite. Again, it's been 11 years now since their last record, but again, I don't know if it's going to come out, but they've released it. It's called that's the title for it. Polyphonic Spree, Salvage Enterprise, Radical Face, the Hollow EP, The Red Paintings, Anthems for Unwanted Wars. Yeah, there's some other stuff in here that I'm probably not going to check out that are confirmed titles. Then we got a whole slew of records that are probably going to be coming out from artists that we don't have the titles from, and just kind of do this as fast. A to Z, which is Mark Zander Rialder of Fates Warning's new band. Let's see, Ben Sinister, they've been recording, very excited, they really can't do anything wrong. Capital Cities has something coming out, definitely next year. Hopefully it's a full length. It's been a while from them, it's been whatever, 7 or 8 years, it'll be 8 years this year, I think. This is their last record. I think it was 8 years, 2014, I can't... Man, maybe it's been... No, it was like 2017, so it's been 5 years. 2018. I can't remember that last Solarized record was like 5 years ago. It seems like it's been longer than that. Childish Japes, different singer. They don't have Dave Vive singing with them, but I'm still interested. Cloud Cult put out something recently that their new record's coming out in a few weeks. So January, February, the new Cloud Cult. People on the Patreon know them a lot more than I do, but Coheed and Cambria... Yeah, their last record was good. I'm looking forward to that. Grimace, the band from Romania, I believe it is. I like every record they've done. Interested in that. Kimbra, some new music supposedly coming in January. I don't know if it's the new record or it's a single, but King's X, they have a double album. It's been recorded, mixed, mastered. They just want a tour from it. COVID's, of course, is impacting that. But yeah, the King's X, I'm a huge Lifer King's X fan. King Gibbs and the Lizard, go figure, yes. Major Parkinson has probably a studio album as well. I don't know about Mayor Hawthorne, because he just put out an album, was it like a year ago. Muse, okay. Never Knew What Lights, Act 4, I say this every year for the last 8-9 years. Hopefully it comes out at some point. Pain Salvation, they recorded more music during Panther, so that music could be coming out sometime next year. It probably would be the second half. I know the way that Daniel works, or it might not be till 2023. But, you know, if it comes out, obviously I'd be interested. The Reign of Kindo, it might be called Wither and Bloom. You know, they put out that 3-track EP, which some of the stuff on the Patreon I'd gotten before that. But certainly I love Reign of Kindo, and interested. Small Leaks Sink Ships, band that their last 3 releases, I love all of them. So I'm totally looking forward to that. They did record some stuff last year. I know there was a reason they said it was going to come out, and it wasn't going to come out then. They said last summer, so... Ron Rivers keeps on releasing track after track, and he's on a new track from Vonavi from this year, from 2021. So the former singer of Stateless, but he releases songs with lots of different people on his own stuff. Team Me, yeah, there's a very good chance because they've released like 2 songs on YouTube, so sort of a comeback. Their last record was 2014. I was thinking of them. But the band that's very similar to Mew, and they're from Norway, I believe. Vonavi himself, yes. The Warning, that this trio of sisters from Mexico who put out a really great EP after 2 full-lengths independently previously. Kind of heavy rock, hard rock, yes. And I don't know if there's going to be a 0 Hour album, and Warpaint, those are the other 2. So those are the big ones. Imogen Heap. She got COVID, I guess, but, you know, she very much does her own thing and does it on her own schedule now, but I know she's been talking about releasing a new album for a number of years. Between Kimbra and her, and who's the other? Esperanza Spalding, and Janelle Monáe. You know, some of these women I love, hopefully will put out new albums. Persephone is another one I just noticed on this list, could put out an album this year. So that's a pretty good list. Maybe I'll end up doing a part 2 when I get some more confirmation on some of these bands. Avenged Sevenfold, who I have a small interest in. Alter Bridge is on this list also. you know, stuff is gonna show up. Did I mention Dirt Per Robbins, Queen of the Night? Oh, I didn't. And the Family Crest Act, the War Act 2. Those are 2 confirmed titles. And both of those, pretty good chance both will come out next year. I'm not really questioning Dirt Per Robbins. Family Crest, they've just sort of been pushed back because of COVID, unfortunately. They had the Kickstarter and they got that and everything. Danny Kavanagh also has a record. One of the members of Anathema, who Anathema are on a hiatus right now or whatever, that record's coming out. So there's a lot of stuff, of course, different priorities. And of course there's Dredge, who, you know, I love massively, and, you know, they've recorded a lot of music, enough for 2 albums, but, you know, it's like, we've been saying their comeback for years, and so we don't even have a single. They just have demos at this point, but they've written a lot of music, Dredge, but we could have now, you know, like Pepe Deluxe. We didn't know when the new Pepe Deluxe was going to come out. It could have come out 3 or 4 years from now. It could have come out 3 or 4 years ago. So the new Dredge album comes out. If it's not number 1, it's like close to number 1. Carnival's another one, but Dredge is on a pedestal for me. You know, if their record does come out next year, if it comes out as a double album, I think there's a better chance that the archive, like, not the documentaries, but that archive book that they've been working on, laboring over for at least a year, and posting stuff online, images and scans and stuff like that. I think there's a better chance that that could come out, and maybe they'll try to officially release as downloads, or, you know, like a DVD or Blu-ray of those documentaries. I think there's maybe a slightly better chance that happens than we get actually a new Dredge album. But I know I could be sitting here or standing here a year from now saying exactly the same thing. Definitely the Cloud Cult one, though. Oh, and Brian Scary is another one. But the Cloud Cult one, I'm definitely, you know, going to have to post some stuff about soon, because the album's supposed to be coming. They said our new album's coming out in a few weeks. So another one I just thought of is Eldrin, who, they're not on this list, but given the fact their last proper full length was Misinformation Age, they did some covers and stuff a couple of years ago in 2020. But I think they're probably due if they are still actively doing things. So yeah, it's a long list, like it always is every year. And, you know, I go through this list and probably only 75 to 80% of it, and then there's another 30 to 40% of stuff that I don't know, or bands I don't know that'll have stuff. So what are you looking forward to most in 2022 for new albums? Among the stuff I went through, I could just kind of recap quickly. Marillion, Tears for Fears, Owl, let's see here, and slightly Jethro Tull. That's the recap. Nick DiVergilio, these other groups, you know, collaborations, I'm not really, but those are the big ones. Porcupine Tree and Archive, of course, too. Those are like the set in stone certainties. Which ones? You know, the Deer Hunter, Dirt Per Robbins, the Family Crest, you know, those are all a big deal. Cloud Cult's a big deal to me. You know, are you looking forward to any of this stuff? The band Oddland supposedly got an album coming out in March called Vermilion, but there's no release date on it. It just says March. So it's a lot of stuff, you know, and it's, you know, with COVID, things are sort of uncertain still. But, you know, in some respects, things could actually get done faster because they haven't been on tour, so they've had more time at home. So, or if you just have these long albums, like we had how many albums that were an hour plus in the year 2021? It seemed like there were dozens. So, but anyway, and leave that in the comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. We'll see you next time. One other thing to mention, I think I'll probably do is post a slideshow first. So you're watching this video, there should be a previous video with all the stuff, if I have the time to do that, hopefully, with all the artists that are going to be doing, that I had on my list of anticipation for 2022. So for those who too long didn't read or too long didn't watch, you got the slideshow if you want to, you know, just look at that. The slideshow will probably last all of, you know, 3-4 minutes, even less than that potentially. Anyway, thanks.